focused on. So today we are focusing on OET Listening Section C strategies. Okay? So the basics you already know, mental preparation in listening test is important. When your mind is not ready, what they will say, what type of test is this, what type of section is this. So till the time you're trying to understand the situation, they say you this is the end of the listening test. Isn't it? So if your mind is prepared that what they will say, and you have done a lot of practice, so it's common for you that you come across with certain situations every time. These are the basics, how much time do you have, how many presentations do you have. This is what you already know, and you know that you don't need any specialist knowledge, right? And there is a time to read the questions. This is what is the basics. But moving towards what are common challenges. You will also tell me where do you feel that this is similar to you. Number one, a very common challenge among students is multitasking. You need to listen, read, and write at the same time, right? And till the time you're reading and listening, you miss the track. You're losing the focus. There is too much stuff in section 3 and 4. You see a lot of audio is there. So when you listen a lot of things, you lose the focus. It happens to you sometimes?
Right.
Yes, it happens, yeah. And about unfamiliar vocabulary, sometimes you see a word, you listen a word that maybe you don't know the meaning.
Right.
And because this section is mostly paraphrased, and if you don't know the meaning, you cannot pick the answer.
Right.
Sometimes you have problem in understanding the accent.
That's the main problem. Sometimes.
No problem. I will guide you.
Main
I will
problem.
tell you what are the websites you could. I'll share some links with you where you can work on the different accents. Okay. And the next problem is losing the track of the audio. Sometimes you keep on waiting for one thing, they move to the next, and you are still waiting for the previous one. Let's say you are waiting for 31, they already reached to the next.
Right.
Okay, it means that you are losing the track. And finally, fast-paced speech. Sometimes you feel like they speak very fast. And due to the fast speaking also, you don't understand. Now you tell me, Kamal, what are your problems among these 6 problems I have shared with you?
Mostly this one accent also, ma'am, and track of the audio. We are waiting for when the next coming or next coming like this. And focusing not problem, but this accent, track of audio, fast pitch speech, and multitask difficulty.
Okay, fine, understood. We'll guide you based on that. Okay? Now, see, you said that sometimes you lose the track, right? The signposting language will help you. I'll just give you some vocabulary that you need to be more alert with. You need to be active listener. You need to focus on when they use the words. Let's say you are listening in audio, how they will move from one question to the second question. They will use transition words. They will say something. Now let's move on. So it means that the question has already been moved. Or they have introduced something and they say, first we will talk about this, then this. So you can understand that what is the sequence. Understand their comparison, contrast, adding language. I want you to take a picture of this. You can take a screenshot of these words. And when they use these words in the audio, you need to be more alert. It means that your answer is closer by. It means your answer is shifting to the next question. Okay? When they're using these transition words, it means the text is moving. How you will track this? When they say let's move on, it means let's say you are on question number 31. They said let's move on to talk about, it means the question is moving to the next. Or they say that brings me to my next point. So you will understand they have gone to 32. When they say, let me tell you about, then it means they have gone to the next. When they say in terms of, that means they're moving to the next question. If you just focus on these things, you will know that how you will never lose the track. You will know now
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
on 31, now you are on 32, now you are on 33. Just focus on these words they're using. Okay, presence of
Mhm.
mind is also important. You need to pay attention there for a long time. Sometimes you listen an audio that maybe is unusual to you. They're talking about something, let's say, about asthma problems, or they're saying something that maybe you have less information about. Okay, because it's not a
Yes,
knowledge test. So what you need to do is just try to imagine the situation. Let me give you a task, Kamal. I'm giving you a small challenge. I'll read a
okay.
story in front of you, apart from this OET listening test, okay? You're listening to me. I just want you to pay attention continuously on something, okay? So
Okay,
I
ma'am.
will read a story for you of 1 minute. I want you to listen it carefully. At the end, I will ask you some questions, okay? And I want
Okay, ma'am.
every answer correct.
Okay, ma'am.
I want you to imagine. It's like it will keep you on track that you find something that is unusual, or you find something that is boring for you, or maybe you don't have knowledge, that's why you feel it difficult. So you will focus more. So I want you to imagine. Can you imagine a beach? The picture is in your mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Imagine a hospital, any hospital.
Right, ma'am.
The picture is in your mind. Now imagine
Yes,
a
ma'am.
doctor.
Yes,
Picture is in your mind. You don't know who, but you know that this is the doctor. Imagine
right.
a doctor during the consultation. Some pictures are coming in your mind.
Yes, ma'am.
So now your mind is ready for the situation, imagining the things. Now I will start my story. I want you to focus on every word. At the end, I'll ask you the questions. Okay? So
Okay, ma'am.
imagine a big tree. Did you imagine?
Yes, ma'am.
Imagine some buckets are hanging on the tree. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Imagine that there is no fruit, only buckets are hanging on the tree. Imagine one bucket fell down. Down there is a typewriter that is broken because that bucket fell down. Now
Yes, ma'am.
imagine you're there. You called the technician. You picked up your mobile phone to call the technician. But you noticed signal lost. You turned right. You have
Yes,
seen
ma'am.
tables were coming from your right side. You turn left and you have seen chairs were coming from your left side. And when you turn back, you have seen 100-story building made of printer papers. 100-story building made of papers, and that is printer paper. Okay, story
Okay,
over.
ma'am.
Now I will ask you the questions, and I want you to answer the question in 1 to 2 words. Okay, what was the thing you imagined first?
Three
Okay, what was hanging on the tree?
buckets,
Where the bucket fell down?
floor on floor, bucket wood floor
On the
like
typewriter. Okay. When you picked up your mobile phone, what was wrong with mobile?
some problems, like signal,
Signal lost. Signal lost, I said. When you turned right, what you have seen? What was coming from your right side?
papers,
From your right side, tables, I said. What was coming from your left side?
mm,
I said chairs. And then when you turned back, what you have seen?
papers,
100-story building made of papers. What kind of paper it was?
mhm,
It was printer papers. So, Kamal, you have seen, I just told a story of 1 minute. You could not concentrate. right? You said that
Right.
you can concentrate on the listening. So it means you need to do more practice to focus also. You know why you
Right.
forgot? Because you were deviated. Your attention has gone somewhere else. When you are
Okay.
listening, your 100% attention should be there. The things may be very unusual. It means that when the audio starts, you can pay full attention. But during the listening, somewhere you are lost. Either you think
Right.
something else, okay, your mind goes somewhere else, or any other problem. So, what you need to do is a lot of practice only on understanding the whole scenario. This is something very unusual for you. You may have never seen buckets hanging on the tree. You maybe have never seen a 100-story building made of papers, tables coming from right side or chairs coming from left side. But when I was reading the story, you were imagining everything, right?
Right, ma'am.
So same you need to do when you are listening, OET listening, and maybe the situation is very unusual for you. It won't be that much unusual. The story I read for you is very unusual. That will be related to you. You know, you will understand the situation, but try to understand it the way that even if you don't know the meaning, but you are still trying to understand it. Okay, when
Right,
you
ma'am.
write these words with you, that when they're giving a presentation, they may use these signposting words. When they will say let's move on, it means the question is changing. Sometimes you keep on 31, they reach 32, 33, 34. They say this is the end of the listening test and you are still waiting for that one question over there. When they will use this language, this kind of language, it means the question number has been changed.
Right,
Okay.
right,
Now, next is this is very, very important. 100% important, I will tell you. This is the key for your listening. When you listen, you see your questions are something like the doctor, the name of the doctor thinks that, right? Your questions are,
mm,
let me show you some of the questions. Feels that,
mm,
you see, look at the question.
right,
Your question is usually like what the doctor thinks, what the doctor feels, what the doctor says, isn't it? So it's about
yes,
their opinions. It's about it's about their opinions and their attitude regarding something. Now there are some common vocabulary. They may say, I think, be alert. My answer is nearby. When they use the word, in my opinion, be alert, my answer is nearby. So they are saying a lot of things, right? There is a
mm,
lot of stuff. As you see the script, I will show you the script again. You see, there is a lot of information, but answer is only in one sentence. So which sentence you think you when you listen this type of talk, when they say, I think, you should be alert. This is a key I'm telling you. When they say, in my opinion, I feel, I believe, in my opinion, I'm pleased, this is you can easily recognize. But there are some other words also. As you can see here, they may say you surely, this could, this would. This is also an important language. Are they using the word? And okay, and yes, despite that, due to, because some of your questions are due to, ending with due to, that means they are giving a reason. So when they say due to, because of, isn't it like this? Can you note this
right.
also with you?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
This is very important. If you understand this, you can easily pick up. It's like a hack, you can say that when they say you this, you will know my answer is nearby. When they say this, you know my answer is nearby.
Due to, because of this one.
Yes. You focus on these words could, would, this idea would bring this, despite this, due to this, continue to this. Okay. And when the question says doctor thinks, doctor feels, then when the doctor will speak, doctor will say something like, I think, I will say, I believe, I will say to my mind. Now look at the example. This is what from your test. I gave you the test, you remember? You are done with. So you look at the question first. Can you read the question for me?
Dr. Evans thinks misunderstandings about the role of cholesterol largely arise
Due to what? Okay. Now you see the question is thinks. So what's his opinion? Now you go back to the slide and this, I told you how usually opinions are given. This is the language they are using, right?
right,
This is the language they're using. Due to what? Now you look at this. Read. I cannot play the audio while I'm using Zoom. Also, I have just copied the script so you can understand. Later, you already have the audio, you can play it back. So you see, when you're reading this information, there is no phrase that is telling you what she thinks. But
right,
when she said, to my mind, you understood the
mm,
key? This is the keyword.
right,
When she said, to my mind, or when she said, I think, so you will know that my answer is nearby. After
right,
that, whatever information is given, that will be, by the way,
same,
100% paraphrased. It's never with the same words. Same words can be the trap words, like distractors. So that will be paraphrased. If you are a fast reader, you can immediately find out because you get a time to read the questions before the audio is played. So you will underline your keywords that is it about imprecise of the term in media? Is it about less explanations by health professionals? Or it is lack of focus? This is how you are anyway highlighting your questions, right? I have seen
right,
your question papers that this is how you have highlighted your questions. So you will say, when they said, to my mind, you're alert now that what she thinks. Then you
mm,
read the information. If you are an instant reader, you can instantly decide what can be the answer. As you see, instead of journalist, particularly by journalist, what is the word they have used?
media,
Media. They never use the same words.
right,
Okay. If you think you are a slow reader, you need some time to decide because you're reading and selecting at the same time. You know what? When they say to my mind, you pick up some of the words. Like you have selected the word, you heard journalist. You can write these words, short form, not the accurate spelling, maybe half word you can write. You can even write in your language whatever you understand. Okay, you can write that
right,
leads to whatever you understand. This skill is called note taking. This skill is helpful for those people who take time to decide. If you think that you take time to decide for the answer, so you just do some note taking on the question paper and then later you can decide.
right,
Okay, right answer will be 100% paraphrase. Let's go for some other example. So as I said you, when the question is about things, beliefs, feels, you focus on those cohesive devices. Okay. Now here, in assessing, they will never give you the answer until they give you a keyword from the question. So you see, I have selected sequence wise 31, 32, 33. So you see, when they moved from 31 to 32, how you will know? You see, here they have used the keyword good and bad.
bad,
That is also used in the
mm,
script,
paragraph,
in
good
the
and bad,
audio.
yeah,
And now look at this again, the cohesive devices. So, so you will know that the question has moved to the next one. As I said you, now let's move on. We often talk about, so you know the question is moved to the next. You remember in the previous slides I said you, how will you know that I
right,
need to move to the next question? They're using the languages like, let me show you this. Let's move on to talk about, let me tell you in terms of this, that brings me So can also be a keyword, you see. So we often talk to the patients about, then the keyword, good and bad. Okay. Now, again, the question is, so you got your keyword that it's good and bad. And then you see the next one. If you are listening this, then, okay, read this and understand the paraphrasing. Is it telling you anything? When you got the keyword, it means the answer is nearby.
Yeah. It's in there.
So Dr. Everall feels that using the words good and bad to describe types of cholesterol. So when they say, when we talk about this, as way of avoiding, now you see this is also paraphrase,
Technical definition.
technical definitions. So what does it mean? When they said to avoid, when you simply write to avoid definitions or to avoid something, even if you write to avoid something, so it means that they want to clarify something.
Verify. Right.
It's not about encouragement. It's not about leading the patient to underestimate something. It's only to
Right.
clarify something. So you can
Right.
immediately do a note taking if you can. Okay. Now let me
Right.
move to
Right.
the another example. Now you will see when they're moving from 32 to 33, again a
Mm.
keyword is used. Cohesive devices, but you see, let's move on. Similarly, but for instance, they move to the next, so you will know. You see, so the question moved to the next, but the question moved to the next.
Okay. Right.
Okay, now here the question is about, even the question says, feels that some patients, so the question is not about the doctor, the question is about whom? About the patients. It's
Patient.
not what she or he feels, it's about what patients are reluctant to engage with the dangers of cholesterol, because when you see this, it means you are selecting a reason. Okay.
Right.
Now, these are keywords, but and. When you see this, sometimes they give you some information and immediately say, but. So you need to be alert. This is the main keyword also, but. Okay. So when
Right.
now you noticed again that when they changed the question number from 32 to 33. So here the question was, patients are reluctant to. So here also, but patients can be reluctant to engage. You see? So how do you think that you will miss the track? You will never miss the track if your question keywords are clearly highlighted. Whenever a question moves from one to the second question, it will never move without the key word from the question.
Right.
So a good technique can be full focus on the one question, a short glance on the second question. So you won't miss. Let's say sometimes you keep on waiting for one. Let's say you couldn't decide the answer of good and bad. You are still waiting there and you heard patients are reluctant. So it means this is gone. You need to go to the next. You understand what I mean? So you have, let's say the sequence goes like this. Question number one, two, three. With one, you have some options. With two, you have some options. So here, your question keyword means this one is more important than the description that is given. So when you are on one, you have some keywords with your question one. Focus on the question again, telling you. Focus on the keyword from the question. So when you are waiting for one, you heard the keyword from the second. It means this is gone. Now don't think for it anymore. Keep on moving. Sometimes you keep on thinking for one, you miss the next one also. You are waiting a keyword here and you heard this. It means this is gone now. Reach to the next.
Right.
Understood?
Right. Ma'am. Understood.
Okay, so let's move to another example. This is the question that this is from a second extract where you were wrong. Okay, this is the answer
Mm.
that you have written wrong. Maybe you have selected A or something else. Okay, now it was a discussion between an interview between two people. Okay, again
Mm.
you focus that the question is related to whom. Although the question is what she feels, but they said nurses should. So what does it mean? What is nurses' jobs? What should nurses do? And this is what?
mm,
This is an interview with a nurse, right? This is an interview with a nurse. So
mm,
she will only tell that what nurses should do. Nurses should. Now, if you look at this, the script that is used here, so when they use the keyword that increasing the number of plus size,
yes,
so this
yes,
is the
yes,
complete. You see, it starts by the same keyword,
mm,
right?
right,
Whenever it will start, as I said you, they will never give you the answer until they use the keyword. So every time you see in the previous question also that you get a keyword, then you are getting the answer. If you go to the previous
right,
one,
ma'am.
you will see the keyword, then they will give you the answer. A keyword and then the answer. Without keyword, there is no answer. So here, when they have given this keyword, you know that they are on 37. Okay, but your focus is what is nurse's job? Now you again focus on the keywords. Do you remember I said you the word so, but,
So,
these words? Okay, so they what they said can be lot of the negative also. Sometimes they say root cause of the issues isn't the job. So isn't means it's not the job. Sometimes they give a negative. This is called distractor. They distract you by using the same words like should. Our job is, that means what is nurses jobs, what she thinks, what is nurses jobs, is to offer optimal care for these patients. So is it about educating them about risk, or is it telling you the investigation behind the problem? It's what's their focus on, the best possible service, optimal care. So what does it mean?
for this patient.
Best possible
Yes,
service. So what you can do is while listening this, when she said so, you focus more. When they said isn't, not the answer. Our job is, because that's the question, what should nurse, our job is to offer optimal care. If you just write optimal care to the patients, even half you can write whatever you can remember. Develop a habit of shorthand writing, that you don't write the full word. The way you are using your WhatsApp messages, making it very short.
right.
Okay, same way you will do. Now let me give you some other techniques, some other strategies. Okay,
Mm,
so 10 strategies I'll share with you, and I'll also share with you some links where you can practice based on your. You said that you have problem in understanding the accent. So what structure thing is, I believe, clear to you. Speaker's intonation, tone, and emphasis. Predicting the content is important. Note taking, just now I have explained you how to do the note taking. You should identify the distractors are the trap words they are used. For example, you listen a word that is given in A, but that is only a distractor, that your attention will go to A. Meanwhile, they will give the answer that is C, and that is paraphrased. Okay, active listening you need to develop. This is where you have problem in that in 1 minute your attention gone somewhere else. Time management, that I already explained you. When you get a keyword from the next question, it means the previous question is already gone. I'll also tell you how to deal with unknown vocabulary and how to practice here. That is your main part, right? How to practice with different accents. And you need to review. Whenever you finished a test, you need to always revise that to check what was wrong, what mistake you have done. This is the basic. You already know that this may include the healthcare lecture, discussion, or interview. This is the concept that you are getting, or this is the theme, you can say, the structure, you can say, is there. Now, some keywords. See, how to focus on tone and emphasis. What is the technique? Be alert to the phrases like when they say, I'm concerned that, you should be alert. It's encouraging to see, you should be alert. Okay, you don't know what audio they will play for you. You don't know what is the script about in detail, correct? But you
right.
are familiar with these words. You are familiar with these phrases. So when they say, even if your attention diverts somewhere, when they say, I'm concerned that, be alert that my answer is nearby. Okay, pay attention to the changes in speaker's tone, that they raise the voice, they drop the voice. So also the words like, while the initial results were disappointing, further test revealed, focus on the contrast they're using. Sometimes you decide the answer, but they will say, but, and they say something else.
Right, ma'am.
Okay, now let's move to the next one. How to predict the content before the recording. Okay, during the recording, you cannot predict anything. During the recording, your focus is only on the audio. Before the recording starts, when you're reading the question, try to understand what is needed in this question. For example, if the question is asked about speaker's next step in treatment, listen to forward-looking statements such as they say, we plan to, if the question is, understand the question theme. That if the question is asking about the speaker's next step, so they may say something, we plan to, at the next course of action is, so it will keep you on focus. Or they say, the main idea, maybe the question is about main idea. Maybe the question is about main purpose, or what is the speaker's opinion, or they say what is the next step. So what is the language that is used for the purpose, what is the language that is used for the next step. So you focus on the language skill. Okay, forget about the content part here. You focus on the mainly focus on what can be the next, their language. Note taking, as I said you earlier, abbreviations, symbols, instead of writing full, because some words are, let's say you are writing physiotherapy complete, it takes time. Reducing medication, it takes time, right? When you're making note taking, write half, don't write full.
Right.
You know what you have written, right? You can write some, because you are in a hurry. Till the time you try to complete your word like this, what will happen? They will reach to the next question. So abbreviations, make symbols also, make your own symbols, your personal symbols. Let's say
Right,
if they
ma'am.
are talking about a patient, what's picture in your mind? They make some symbols. Okay, they say maybe. So may, you just pick. I say may, for may, my symbol word will be question mark. Maybe, maybe not. If they say they will do something, so I won't focus on the word will, I will just tick they will. If they say will not, so I don't write not, I will just say cross. For example, I'm doing a note taking that the purpose of a nurse, or the main job of a nurse, is not to do this, but to do that. So I won't write the word not to do this. I will say not and then the word but, like this. You understood? This is
Right,
like
ma'am.
you need to create your own. There is no technique. Okay, there is no Google will not tell you what symbol you make, because then you will waste your time on understanding the symbols. Like these are my own personal symbols that I have created for something. They say this may be, then I put question mark, maybe, maybe not, instead of writing the full form maybe. Okay, some symbols for their opinions, some symbols for the subjects, that you know what subject, the words they're using, what medical words they're using, the patients are concerned about, and what, their health, their diet. So for the diet, okay, you just make a simple, you can just make a picture of food. They are concerned about their diet, so maybe instantly you make this. So you know this is about a symbol of diet I'm making.
Right.
So likewise, you also make something like this. This is like some drawings you are making over there. Okay. Identifying the distractors, recognize some common distractors. Sometimes they say you, like in the previous question, you see there was a distractor not to do this, but to do that. So they distract you by saying something. Okay. Because your
Right.
focus will come here. And then you miss the next part because your focus is on something else.
Right, ma'am.
So they say something and they change. So you need to be careful. And some distractors are the same words also. Okay, be careful. Sometimes a word written in option A, they will use it. Means a word that is written. For example, the word is written investigation, and maybe the speaker also used the word investigation, right?
Mm.
But maybe that is investigation of something else, not related to the question. But because you listen the word investigation, you feel like this is my answer. But maybe that is only a distractor.
Right.
Okay, maybe they're giving you different examples, but which one they are giving, your focus is on the final point. Sometimes they give you irrelevant information also. And next, active listening technique, constantly ask yourself, what is the speaker's message here? Okay, and how this detail is related to the question, how this detail is related to my question. So, for example, if a speaker is outlining a treatment protocol, mentally note how each step relates to this. Mentally be ready that what thing they need to tell first, what they need to tell after, what they need to tell after that. Keep on, because it's very easy to be distractive. It's not easy to listen 30 minutes for something, isn't it? You
Right, ma'am.
cannot listen long time. Your mind will definitely go somewhere. But
Mm.
just keep on thinking, what can be next? It's same like, when you perform your prayer, you are being distracted, right?
Right,
When you're praying, what happens? What people say, how you cannot be distracted? There are Muslim, Kamal, right? Kamal,
yes, ma'am.
are you a Muslim?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you pray, you are being distracted several times, right?
Right, ma'am.
How do you pay attention? Means how you can concentrate when you focus on the words that you are reciting.
Right, ma'am.
Correct? Same here,
Right, ma'am.
when you feel like you are losing the attention, start focusing on their words completely. Think what can be the next, what can be the next, what can be the next. Okay?
Right, ma'am. Right.
For the time management, one, as I already said you, that focus on the keywords in the question. When you find one keyword in one question, and then another keyword from question number 32, maybe you're waiting for 31, but you heard the keyword from 32, it means that previous one is gone, move to the next one. Limited time to the recording. It's not like you keep on waiting long time for one answer, but it's not that so quick you shift the answer. Keep only two questions in mind. Don't keep five questions in mind. That also will distract you. You will keep on reading five questions at the same time. You won't catch them. Only keep two questions in mind. Okay,
Right,
so
ma'am.
just identify the keyword and prioritize them. When the speaker will use the word from the question, this is question they are in now.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, next thing is how to deal with unknown vocabulary. When you listen a word that is unknown to you, you are unfamiliar to that. Don't worry. Try to understand it context wise. Okay? You will try to understand it context wise. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, Kamal. So where are we now? On vocabulary part, that you listen a word that you don't know the meaning, the speaker will usually describe it also. Okay, when they will use uncommon word, they will describe it also, and you also think where the person has used that word. Okay, for example,
Yes.
let me give you an example. He went to the shop and bought a chic pair of shoes. Now you don't know the meaning of chic, for example, but you can predict what kind of meaning it has. When I said when he went to the shop, you understood the content that he went to the shop and he bought shoes. So it is a condition of shoes. Maybe it means expensive, maybe it means fashionable. So you will understand that what type of word that is used. Okay. So chic pair of shoes means fashionable pair of shoes. So you can predict what type of word is this. So if they are talking about a tool, you will know that this is a tool that is used in medicine. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
don't worry about the vocabulary that is not known to you. Okay. Now the most important part. You said you have problem in understanding their accents, right?
Yeah.
So you need to listen podcasts to medical lectures. You need to develop that listening skill of different accents, and these are the recommended podcasts. Okay, you can make a picture of
Mm.
this and then do
Mhm.
a lot of practice from these websites. Okay, these are the recommended podcasts for OET tests because they are related to health. Number one. Number two,
Mm.
you will find different nationalities, different kind of accents. You will listen American accent, you will
Mm.
listen Canadian accent, you will listen Australian accent. Every type of accent would be there. So
Mhm.
it won't be only a British and American accent. You because it's variety of accents, so you need to understand.
Right,
Okay,
right.
you know you have already done. You have noted it, taken a picture.
Yes, ma'am, I take picture then.
Okay, so when you will, if you want to focus on the understanding of a script, then you focus on this. Okay, every day
Mm.
you play one. Okay, give some time. Not only listening practice tests that you have already done. You have 5 listening
Mm.
samples, for example. You're already done with it. You keep on repeating it. Now you know you can remember some of the answers even. If you
Mm.
understood it, then go and focus on the root. What is the root? That you don't understand their accent. The root is you don't understand the paraphrasing. So you work on something, you focus on, you cannot pay attention for a long time on something. So you try something that is the main cause. Okay, it's same like
Right.
let's say a person is sick, having a fever because of something, some other diseases. He has fever. Instead of taking only the Panadol every time, why not to know what is the root cause of that fever? Why he gets fever every day? Let's say a patient taking is getting fever every day. So it's not that every time you recommend the same. You always go for extra tests, investigates that what is wrong, and then you prescribe, correct? So same example here. When you know my problem is and not the understanding of the pattern, I know the pattern. My problem is understanding their accent, so focus on accent. My problem is because I lose the attention, then focus on you play some podcast and try to focus on every script that you are listening. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And once you try, even though you have already done 4 or 5 tests for the listening, but it's better you keep on practicing the same paper. It's fine even if you can remember some of the tests because it will fix a pattern in your mind. Even though you know, it will also help you to improve your accents.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when you're wrong, don't literally skip that. For example, you out of 42 you got, let's say, 30 correct answers or 35 correct answers. Now those remaining questions that are wrong, you play them again, analyze your mistakes. Let's say you said answer is A, but answer is D. Our answer is B. Okay, now A is wrong, that is there is no more debate now. You should know how B can be the right answer. Now you will read that that phrase that is written with option B, play the audio, look at the question, underline the question keyword. Now don't look at A and C, just listen the audio and focus on the words that are written in B and try to understand what words they have paraphrased. Make your own personal dictionary where you write these common words that they are using. Like you see these words, I think, I believe, these are so, but this is my personal dictionary words that I noticed whenever they are using these words, their answer is nearby. So you can make your own observation based on this. Okay.
Right.
A lot of practice is required for this listening. Not only the pattern, but also other listening practices. Any questions so far? Let me revise
So,
whatever I said you. So our main focus today was listening section C, okay? Because in section 1, you are picking up the words that is done differently. And this is done differently. So basics, you already know that you have 5 minutes each dialogue where you get 90 seconds is your reading time. And this is very crucial. This reading time is very crucial. You need to underline your keywords effectively, then only you will know my answer is near. How you will know what is my answer? Sometimes you feel like A is the answer, sometimes you feel like B is my answer, sometimes you feel like none of this is the answer. Where is the audio? Is it on 31 or 32 or 33? So how you will know what is the right answer? When you will know what is the question. So you underline and highlight the question keywords, that is more important than the phrases written in option A, B, and C, because A, B, C, they won't be using exactly the same words. They are paraphrasing it. And you need to do the note taking for that paraphrasing. So there is no use to focus more on options rather than focusing more on the questions. Okay. And try to overcome these common problems. Okay. Try to be multitasking. Listen. You need to do a lot of practice. Like let's say you are listening a podcast, at the same time you try something in writing as well, so it will develop your help of multitasking. When you're losing the focus, you give yourself challenge. Sometimes playing a 5 minute stop for you. Another website, let me tell you, that you can select. Initially, if you feel that you are having difficulty in losing focus, that where are they? So you go to TED.com, okay,
okay.
and then here you have some talks. You can go to discover and select the topics of your own. There are some podcasts also. Okay, some audio, collective audio is there. You can select that one. Okay. Now you see you have a lot of scripts here. 9 minutes, 7 minutes. You can select the time also. So time, give yourself a challenge that today I'm listening this talk, that is how long? You can see the time. So challenge yourself in terms of time. You can start by small scripts, start by, let's say I go to discover and then select some topics. You have podcast, as I said, you also there. So you select any topic, okay? Brain, science, or let me select something related to medical, medicine, etc. Okay. So you are selecting anything. There are a lot of topics. You don't have concern with the topics, you are just understanding their pronunciation. Your focus is only on pronunciation.
Right.
Okay, so let's say medical research. Okay, because you get something like this, correct? Something related to medicine. Now there are some
Okay.
talks. You see, you have
Okay.
5 minutes, 9 minutes, 5 minutes. You start from short.
Okay.
And honestly speaking, when in your OET listening also, it's not they're particularly making an audio for you. They are also using the sources like this.
Mm.
Okay. So you can just go to TED.com, then you select the subject as medical research, and then you have some talks and try to listen and understand. Okay. You can
At
even
that
try some
time.
podcasts here and some other extra sources I have shared with you. You can try that one as well.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions so far?
No, no, no.
I'll send you another test for the practice. Even if you are done, you try that again and send me your answer key. Try to get A grade, not B, not even B. I want you to get A from the listening.
Okay, ma'am, it's fine.
Okay, this is easy because everything is there in the audio. You just need to pay attention. Everything is there in the
Okay.
audio. I want you to get A, not even B. And I know you can do it.
It's fine. Thank you.
Okay, Kamal. So whenever
Yes,
you want
ma'am.
to schedule your next class, just update in the group. Okay.
Oh, tomorrow if possible, then it's
Tomorrow is
okay.
my day off, Kamal.
No problem. Then
Yeah,
Saturday or
Friday is my day
Monday,
off, so you can select any other day. I was thinking about Tuesday and Thursday, but you see, as per your schedule also, whatever is convenient for you, you can just
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my off now. So
Tuesday and Wednesdays you're off, so you can do more
yeah,
practice on Tuesday. So
I
let's,
take your the classes for 1 month, huh? Not
yeah,
7 days.
but one
Yeah,
month
I
is,
book.
yeah, one month is not every day, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know the
Uh,
3 days per week,
yeah.
the
So
12
3 days per
classes.
week or 2 days per week, as per your convenience. I'm okay. If you're saying Tuesday and Wednesday is your day off, I'll say you Tuesday and Wednesday you can take morning class. Then
No,
after
like
you have a day for practice.
if possible, in early morning, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Sorry,
It possible for you, ma'am? 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock?
evening.
No, no, morning.
Yeah, perfect. 8 o'clock is perfect.
Okay, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock is too late. Yeah,
Yeah, in
yeah,
morning,
yeah.
early
Why not?
morning.
Your mind will be fresh. I need the fresh
Yeah,
mind because evening usually even the mind is tired,
yeah, right.
isn't it? No problem. We'll make this one. Okay.
Mm,
So let's
mm.
better go for Tuesday and Wednesday because you will find if you attend the class in the morning, you have the whole day for the practice.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
And what about my writing? You check my writing, ma'am?
When I will explain you the writing, then I will use that paper.